Okay, good evening, everyone. Apologies for the delay. My phone was acting up. Please, can you all hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Starting late. Common, but I think it's one of our network glitches. Apologies. All right, so today is Thanksgiving Day. We're talking about what we're thankful for. A lot of things have been posted on our platform, and people have been stating different reasons why they're grateful to God. We have a lot of reasons to be thankful to God. So very quickly, I've already taken 5 minutes of our time. Very quickly, I'd like to hear from us. How did we feel talking about the different things that we're thankful for? A lot of the videos I watched today, some of the things we've written, all the messages touched me in different ways. And I'm actually thankful to God that I'm actually at this meeting today, because as at this morning, I actually thought that I wasn't going to be able to attend this meeting. And I kind of feel very grateful to God for making this evening a reality. I'm grateful to God for that. So how did we feel talking about it? One of the videos I listened to actually made me cry, and it really touched me. What are we thankful for? Mrs. Fadlat Sanusi, good evening, ma. I know a few people that have posted, and I know those who haven't seen before we hand over to our coach, before we hand over to Dr. Alabi this evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you. Well, as for me,
right, so very quickly,
we are grateful for everything, for our life, even for especially the time that we are now, for this COVID-19, is something that we should be grateful for, because a lot of things has happened, and a lot of, many things has passed that at least we are still alive. We can still see ourselves that we are still alive. Well, it's something I think for now we should be grateful we are still alive. And I know it's not only one day that we should glorify God, because it's God that gave us that opportunity. And it sees that it's not that we are prayerful or we are better off than those that has gone, but it just gave us that grace to be alive. That's one thing that is very, very important, that we should be grateful. That's it. Are you hearing me?
Yes. Fantastic. Well done, ma. You should be grateful for life. I think that's the most important thing, that we're alive.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that we're alive and we're healthy. Yeah. And we're actually sharing this together from different parts of the world. So we're really grateful to God. This is Omotenio. Well done, ma. Well done. Thumbs up. Well. All right, Mrs. Omotenio Lautu, are you there? Would you like to talk to us? Mrs. Omotenio Lautu. Okay. Mrs. Abigail. If Mrs. Omotenio is not there, let me quickly call on Mrs. Abigail Ajiri. Please unmute your mic. Unmute your mic.
This place is a bit noisy, sorry. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
I have a lot to be grateful. God has been so good to me and my family. If I look back and see how far He has brought me, I always use Psalm Psalm 27, verse 1 to 5. He has been really, really, really good to me. And I can't say that he loved me more than any other person, but at times it makes me feel like he is for me, but I can't no, he's for everyone. Because of his mercies, it's like at times it makes me just to shout, cry, not that I'm sad, but that joy, that I don't know how I'll put it. He come through, even things that doesn't even seems like little things. Little things. So something that I want, maybe at times things that you don't even, somebody will say, oh, this one too, but he come true. So that's how I would say it's love is too much.
All right, well done, Ma. Thumbs up to you. Well done. We have reason to be thankful to God, and from a lot of the things I've read today, a lot of people are thankful for life. They can drink, we can sleep, we can wait, we can talk, we can move around, we can think. We can do so many things. We're healthy. Some of those things that seem so insignificant appear to be the greatest miracles. Everything. For everything, for life, for everything. And that's why we're counting our blessings today. And in one way or the other, we're naming them one by one. Well done. Who would like to share with us? Who else would like to share with us? Yes, I'm going to call on people that I don't usually call on. Okay, I don't know who Galaxy A70 is. Are you there? If you're there, please unmute, turn on your video and talk to us. Let's hear you. Galaxy A70, thank you very much.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
So we can see you.
Sorry, unfortunately, I'm not camera ready at the moment. It's Efuyemi Showme speaking. So, Efuyemi Showme.
Okay, Efuyemi Showme.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Ma, go ahead. Tell us why you're...
Oh, why I'm grateful. Wow, I have 1 million and 10 billion reasons to why I'm grateful, actually, but I'll just give you a few. Okay, I'm grateful for life, grateful for salvation of my soul, for protection for myself and my family, for the God's mercy that we enjoy on a daily basis, His daily benefits, His protection, provision. He provides breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks in between as well. I'm grateful for safety, for my career, for my job, for everything around me. I'm thankful for things that could have happened that God didn't allow to happen. But a lot of things are happening at the moment, so I'm really grateful for what could have happened, what God didn't allow to happen. Some things we take for granted. For example, like in going to the bathroom to have a shower. I've heard of stories of people that sleep in the bathroom, but that hasn't been my portion. It hasn't been the portion of my family member. In the kitchen, accidents happen in the kitchen. We've not experienced that, so I'm eternally grateful. Where I live, stabbing, muggings. You come back home, you hear the news. I passed that way a few days ago, and then you went through safely. Nothing happened to you. So I'm just eternally grateful for the little things we take for granted. The fact that we can move our feet. Like this morning, to the glory of God, I woke up, slept peacefully, woke up. I got up from the bed, dressed myself, had my shower. Nobody did that for me. So I'm eternally grateful for that. My eyes are open. I can see. I can breathe. I'm in good health, peace of mind, sanity, especially because of what's going on at the moment. Sanity, oh my God, for my mental well-being, I'm eternally grateful. Because a lot is happening around for family, friends, loved ones. And just the fact that I'm alive. Things may not be the way I want them to be, but at least I have hope that tomorrow is going to be a better day. So for that, I'm grateful. Thank you.
Well done, Ma. Fantastic. Fantastic. We're grateful to God for sanity, especially at a time like this. Fantastic. And, we take a lot of things for granted. Just like you said, you go into the kitchen, you cook, you go into the bath, you have your bath, you jump out and you're just going about your work. Some people do these things and they just don't come out alive. So we have reasons, a lot of reasons to always be thankful to God. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Well done. All right, I'm going to call on, I always call her, and I'm going to call her today again, Mrs. Billy Barua. Hello, Ms. Barua, are you there? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree
How are you doing, Sima?
Yes, I agree with what each and every one have said. Totally agree. There's a lot to be grateful for, but everything falls under one umbrella, and that is the gift of life. Without life, nothing is possible. So, and healthy life. So very, very grateful for that. And I want to add one more thing to that. I look back and I reflect on the gift of gratitude given to me by Dr. Alabi in terms of lifestyle changes. I've learned a lot during the weight loss boot camp and during the enthusiast class in order to manage or eradicate my conditions. That's a good gift. And this gift has transformed my life, my children's life, and my grandchildren's life. So with that being said, I am very, very grateful for what he has done and continue to do. I'm very, very grateful.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. We're grateful to God for Nutraceutical Health College, for everything that we are all learning, for the lifestyle change, making it become a permanent routine in our lives. And that's part of why we're all here. That's part of why we're all here, because we take it as a priority. So we're grateful to God for the college. We're grateful to God for giving of himself. Totally. It's not so easy running this program morning, and then he's running 2 mornings and then the evenings. It's a lot. So we're also grateful to God for giving him to us, for the time and the energy and the effort. And of course, to each and every one of you for taking it as something really important. This is a way of each and every one of us also saying thank you to him for the time and energy that goes into the work he's doing. So God bless Dr. Dejalabi. God bless the Nutraceutical Health and every one of us. So as we about to say that when upon, I'm going to read it out, that that when upon life's billows your tempest, so when you're discouraged, thinking that all is lost, but count your blessings, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one, and see what God has done. The more we count, when we count our blessings, our doubts will fly and we'll be singing each and every day as the days go by. Let us thank God for the inner strength to fulfill his purpose for each and every day. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, and God bless you. Dr. Alabi, I hand over to you.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Alota, for the opening. I wouldn't know why it took you a while anyway, but it's okay. Eventually, okay, your phone.
The phone was messing up, actually, sir.
Okay, it's okay.
I was trying to open and I just couldn't. I'm really sorry.
Well, it's okay. Okay, thank you, everybody. We go live, and I wanted to say Happy Sunday, and I remember one guy who says Happy Sunday and the whole place will just scatter. He's a comedian, by the way. But every day of our life should be declared a happy day, which is the reason a few of the things we do in our culture, we cannot throw them out. The way we greet each other in our cultures is important. Generations are coming right now that do not consider greeting as important. So greetings have been turned to hi and hello, which is a shortened form of how are you. But in our culture, we have a way of saying good afternoon, good morning, good evening. The reason we say that is that the word good, it's a positive word. And by saying that to each other, we are injecting into our day some level of positivity, which is the first place to go, which is the first way to go even as we start each day. And then the gratitude challenge, the gratitude task for today comes very handy. I remember about 18 years back, I was having an internship at one hospital in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. And then I was in the laboratory. And then people would come for test, HIV test, basically. I think I've shared this story once with people at the maybe at the college or one of the boot camps. I remember very vividly 2 cases. The first case was a case of a man who had come in, and because of a few issues, there had been a mistake in the results that was given to him. So the man was given a positive result, saying that he's positive, he's HIV positive. Usually we do not disclose the results. Our job is to envelope the results and send it to the medical doctor in charge, and the person calls them in and breaks the news to them. This man was given a different result and then he left. After a few days, we had to call him to tell him that the result that he was given to him was a mistake. By the time he arrived, the man had emaciated. I mean, he had grown so lean, like life was already leaving him. Yet it wasn't positive. It was just a result that was given to him. And in a matter of days, he had depreciated terribly. The reverse is also a case of a lady who was meant to go meet her spouse in the United States of America at the time. And then we also carried out a test. By the way, I was not responsible for for the mistakes in any of those tests. Right? I had colleagues who worked and they were the ones in charge. They did that. They were the ones responsible. That wasn't my job. But this woman was given a negative result, saying to her that she was HIV negative. And then we discovered it was an error. And we had to call her to let her know that she's HIV positive. By the time she got to the hospital, she was full of life. After getting the result and she was cleared that she was negative. But we had to call her back to let her know that your result is not negative, your result is positive. What is the moral of these 2 scenarios that I just painted? Most times, before reversal, management, or healing can take place, a whole lot has to do with our minds. Our minds have been known to be a very functional mechanism in bringing about repair, in bringing about healing to the human body. If the human body will experience any form of recovery, a whole lot depends on the mind. And this is a huge topic. It cuts across and spreads across several fields of human medicine, from reproduction to treating of cancer, even pro-cancer stages and treatments, as it were. We've had people that have gone ahead to survive cancer, and then the key to surviving has been their positive mindset, their positive attitude. When you find, I wouldn't know how it works in Nigeria, but I know that support groups are always available in Sena climbs where people are made to meet with other people who are positive minded, people who share with them hopes and positivity, and makes them to see that there is still a light at the end of the tunnel. And in very many cases, it has been a game changer in turning things around. Even in aspect of weight management, I have seen it work over and over and over again. One thing I've discovered when it comes to weight management is that clients who will not lose their weight are those who already have a negative mindset and wouldn't look at the other side of the field to see that something better, something good can actually happen to them. A whole lot of people condemn themselves even before their conditions condemn them. A whole lot of people give up even before those conditions give up on them. I remember sharing in one of our sessions, and I said, when I speak to clients, I know those that will pull through. I have had to speak with cancer patients, and I know those that will not make it past 6 months. In fact, most of the times, they don't even make it up to 6 months. How do I know? I can hear death in their voice. Some of them agree to speak with me because they just want to satisfy their families, their relatives who had referred them to come speak with me. I see most times that they had already given up on life. And most of the time they have no hope to live anymore. Some of them feel so tired. Sometimes I've had people speak to me and I could see the weariness, the tiredness in their spirit. I could hear it. I could hear them like they are just doing this because they just want to speak with me. And most times, they don't go beyond 6 months. And I've seen those whose conditions have defied everything medical. I've seen people, I've seen cases, I've seen conditions where medical science had said there is nothing we can do. We have given up on these cases. And alas, we have proven, they've gone ahead to prove everything in medical sciences. They've gone ahead to prove them wrong. Just because of one thing, a decider, a game changer, a deal breaker, the state of their heart, the state of their minds. A whole lot of people just believe that what is going to be is going to be. And that is what happens when we talk to people about this lifestyle adjustment and modification. Quite a number of times people just be like, when you tell us not to eat this, not to eat that, then what are we going to eat? And some people will go ahead to say, well, let us die. At least it is something that will kill someone. That is the lifestyle of what is going to be is going to be. But listen carefully. Life has to be lived intentionally. And when it comes to issues of health, also, our lives must be lived intentionally. And one important aspect of our lives that we have to live intentionally is that aspect of our life that has to do with a positive mindset, which can only be birthed by a heart and a mind full of gratitude. And what does that say? Many times people look more at what they do not have, and they overlook or they do not see at all the opportunities and the things that they possess or the things that are working in their favor. Many times people do not consider the fact that the things they take for granted are the very things many people need for survival. And then because they do not do that, they kind of suppress the ability of their bodies, of themselves, or their own ability to triumph and overcome their present conditions or situations. And that is why we have that challenge or that task for today, that everybody should take a pause and look inward. Many times we are in a race, we are like in a race, we are in a hurry, we're looking at what can we grab out of life, what can we achieve, what are the things that we can do. Meanwhile, a whole lot of things that we are looking for, just like they say that some things people go ahead looking for in Sokoto is just right in the pocket of their pants. Right, and that is what happens most times. We all run and run. At the end of the day, the things we are even afraid that would happen, they eventually do not happen. And you know why? Because the way life and nature has been structured, it's been structured in a way that whether you believe God exists or not, God has made so many things to work in your favor, and they will definitely work in your favor. How do I know that? In the Bible, there's a place that I read, and it amazes me. When the Bible says that God makes his rain to fall, both on the righteous and on the unrighteous. You know how many times we have wished that some evil people would die, yet evil people go on to live a longer life and they don't die. Have you ever observed that? You see, all this that's even for somebody who is evil. What about you, who is just neutral? Whether you believe God or not, it doesn't mean God will be angry and mad at you and it would destroy you. God doesn't do things that way. He's still the father of every one of us. He still loves us. He cares about us. And he has made so many things to work in our favor. Now, it's not just our understanding that matters. How do we appreciate the things that God has made in our favor, the things that God has made to work for us? If we can actually sit back, grab those things, think about them instead of thinking about the things that are not working, sit down, think about what is working in your life. Like somebody said today, that I'm thankful because of what could have been, because of what could have happened. And that is just the truth. We are standing today all over the world. I cannot just imagine what happened when the other pandemic broke in about 1932 or thereabout. I can't imagine what those people went through, because number one, they had no technology, they had no vehicles, they don't have what we have in our generation to undo or combat a pandemic. Thank God you were not born then, that you are born now, and that we can still do things. I don't know what they were, how they survived, what they did in their own dispensation. So the point I'm trying to make is that wherever we have found ourselves in any position or situation, we must maintain an attitude of gratitude. If we can be grateful for the things that we have. The story was said about a man who had no shoes, and then as he was complaining, he got outside of his house and he saw a man who had no feet. And so what does it? If you have no feet, then there is no hope anymore. But he should still be thankful, because he had, he's got his feet, his only shoes. Shoes will definitely come one day. It could take a while, but definitely it's gonna come. I always want to remember very vividly a few things that God has graciously helped us to do in Nutraceutical-led Solutions. A few weeks back, I made a post on Facebook, and on the post, I said, we have recorded 100% success in management and treatment of COVID-19. A few weeks after, 2 weeks, I think 2 weeks after then, Ms. Olota reached out to me, and she just sent me a very alarming post. She used to send me some messages like that and I'll be like, oh, this woman is troubling me. I need to rest. Okay, she's the registrar. She's doing a great job, sometimes even more than I'm doing. Okay, so and she sent me the message that there was a man she referred to come meet me and consult with me, but that the man said there is, I can't even remember, but the person wasn't okay. Probably all the organs are actually down at the moment, and that there was nothing to be done. It was like, it's gotten worse. And the first thing that came to me was like, I remembered what I just posted a few weeks back, that I said everything was 100% and we have not had any casualty. But I was very bold and strong, because I believed that what I had written is correct. In fact, somebody reached out to me again to tell me, oh, you have to go and pull it down. Are you sure about your 100? But I was so sure of 100%, because for every case, every person that has come our way in managing COVID-19, there has been no casualty, no death, no complications. I'm so certain and so sure of that. And so by the time, I asked her a few questions. I said, what is the name of this person? I don't remember any person like that ever reaching out to me. And then she said, maybe the person did not come because my consultation fee was mentioned. And I said, when was that? When they told me the date, I said, no. Before this date, I don't even charge people for COVID-19 treatment. Whenever people contact me for COVID-19, I just tell them what to do, where to get whatever they need to get, and I leave the story there. As of last week, a lady in the UK, herself and her entire family came down with COVID-19, and for 2 good weeks, they couldn't even access the beta tea. And then I was just telling them what to do and some other alternatives that they can lay hands on. At the end of the 2 weeks, she had to send back to me and tell me they just went for their test and everybody in the family is well and okay. No casualty. Everybody perfectly sound. Now, the point is, sometimes the things we do are not just what we have studied in school, or the things we have read on the pages of papers, or the things we have researched in all of them. There are times, and which I'm so confident about that, there are times that so many times that the solution is actually, it's actually, I mean, like a whisper. Okay, let me say that. It's like a whisper. Like I hear a voice behind my ears telling me, all right, so what is this person saying is a problem? And then this voice tells me, okay, look at it this way, look at it that way, and look at it this way. And I just say everything that I've been told to say. And they come back, voila, there is solution. Oh, I'm well, I'm okay. And that has always been the testimony and the testimonial we have received. I do not take that for granted. I do not take it for granted in any way, because it is not it's not a mean feat. It's not just normal that, okay, that kind of a thing would happen. Right. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the fact that we can actually be out there and do these things, not because we are the smartest, not because we are the brightest, no, but we are just grateful. We are grateful and thankful that we can be useful and we can be beneficial to everybody around us at this point in time. Let me also mention this. I think I've shared this story with some of the people at the Earth College before. There was a case of a young girl who, from the age of 6 months, she was vaccinated, and after vaccination, palsy, I would call it cerebral palsy, cognitive development stopped, seizures every day, and then they were managing this up till she was 5 last year. Last year was my first meet with the person. Actually, the parents just said they heard about me and they felt so strong that they should contact me, believing that there was going to be a solution, having exhausted everything medically possible. They don't live in a third world country. They live in a developed country where there are several consultants assigned to this young girl, yet they had given up all hopes. Now they were just preparing them, giving them therapy on how that child will continue living a life with constant seizures, not able to do anything, nothing. She can't, if she sits, her head cannot stand straight. Her head will slough backward. She cannot make any eye contact. She can't look either right or left. She couldn't talk, she can't even make any sentence. As a matter of fact, when they introduced the girl, when the parents spoke to me about the girl, they minimized the symptoms. They did not even tell me everything that was wrong, right? They just told me the history of the condition. And I said, okay, let us go ahead and do the best that we can do, and we will trust God to do the rest. After 1 month, they began to tell me changes. The first change, the second one, the third one. Now, there were many things they never told me this girl had or couldn't do before. They would just tell me today she uttered her first word in 6 years. She has never been able to speak or say any word. Today, that was the day they told me that she pulled her brother's clothes, and the brother said, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, she just pulled my clothes." Never. She could not even lift her feet. She couldn't even move any of her muscles. None was able to walk before that time. Now, this is a girl that now, when the specialists are now consulting, because they do consultation via video, and they look back and they'll be like, "Are you sure that's a girl or somebody else?" Now they are asking them questions. What have you guys been doing? Is there something that we need to know? And they tell them, well, there is a young man somewhere. These are the things he has told us to do. And these are the things that we have been doing. In fact, they told me that sometimes back, one of the consultants was asking, "I think we need to go and enroll and come and learn how to handle cases like this." It's a testimony. I mean, lots and lots and lots and lots like that. But I believe so strongly that if we are not grateful for these wins, we will be losing out on a whole lot. And this not happens only for us in the case of our health. It also transmits to the case of our parenting, the kids that we are raising. Many a times, some people give themselves high blood pressure. The conditions some people are going through is because of parenting. And because they just take life too hard. That child you think is going to give you problems or turn out to be a problem child might not turn out to be a problem child at the end of the day. All you have to do is to be thankful. Thankful that you have a child who is hale, who is hearty, and then who can still listen and hear you. No matter what tantrum or some developmental issues the child is going through right now, admit it's only a phase, and then relax and rest your mind and see how things are going to work out at the end of the day. Some people is in the area of their marriage. You know what I always say about marriage? Don't make it a do or die. Don't make your marriage a cat and a rat race, where one, like Tom and Jerry, if you've never seen any episode of Tom and Jerry, they will never be at ease. They are never friends. They are always constantly fighting against each other. And I do not believe life should be lived that way. You know, when we studied, there was a class we had and we was talking about how conflict can actually affect your blood pressure, how it can affect your immune health, how it can affect your health in general. And I told you, if somebody now lives in a relationship where it is always conflict, I am not sure how long that person has gotten to live. Even if the person is destined to live for 80 years, the person might not live beyond 60. Why? The person's blood pressure, the person's immune system is always compromised. And that is something to be looked at. And you know, one thing I also discover is that most of the things that we complain about our spouses are probably things that we need to look inward at ourselves and fix ourselves. Many of us want to fix our spouses, not knowing that it is ourselves that we need to fix. So it is gratitude. That spouse that you complain and you have so many things that are negative about him or her. If you sit down, you'll be surprised at how many good things that spouse, that person, how many good qualities. Of course, you saw good qualities before you got married to that person. But look at those good qualities and then appreciate them. Maybe it will make you to look less at the negatives and then begin to appreciate that person for the positives, and then you're going to see better results in your life and in your relationship. And then that also transcends to the issues of money. Money. A whole lot of us, we are running this race because of money. Many of us are not happy today. We don't feel fulfilled today because of money. Again, I had this principle as taught by one of my mentors. It broke life into 3 phases. Each phase consisting of 40 years. And he said, the first 40 years are your learning years. The first 40 years of one's life are your learning years. These are the years where you learn. These are the years where you go to school, you learn from life, and, you know, learn so many things. And then the next 40 years, he calls them your earning years. You earn. You've worked, you've learned in your first 40 years. In your next 40 years, you're supposed to be earning, making money and having reward, you know, you have to be rewarded for the things you learned in your first 40 years. And then the last 40 years, he called them your yearning years. These are the years where you begin to look at where you are going and you're going to transit from this life and then leave a legacy, a solid and strong legacy behind. But somewhere in our lives, we have been told that a fool at 40 is a fool forever. And we have been told that if you have not made it at 40, it's likely you will never make it again in life. That is not true. Whoever told anyone that, whoever came about that, is a big lie. And you see, many people today are running their lives based on that philosophy. You will see a lot of struggles, you will see a lot of hassles, you see a lot of people putting unnecessary and undue pressure on themselves because they are past the age of 40. Some people are in 38. They'll be like, I'm going to be 40 in the next 2 years. What have I achieved in my life? I have not built a house. I don't have a car. I don't have a whatever. They will just begin. Who told you that your breakthrough won't come on your 58th birthday? Who told you at 51 is not when you are going to get everything that you ever dreamt of in your life? Let me tell you an example of somebody. Elon Musk. Last year, Mr. Musk made the money that took Bill Gates his entire life to make. Mr. Musk made it in 1 year. What about that? At the closing of year 2019, he was worth less than $25 billion. He was not even as rich as our Dangote. He was not even listed in top 50 for Forbes. But at the end of that year, all the money of all of them put together became a child's play. Who told you that 2021 cannot be your own year where you are going to surpass and exceed all the people that you think had gone ahead of you? Who told you that it can't be your year where all your failures, your disappointments of past years will not be compensated, where everything is going to be turned around, and when you look back, you feel like, wow, what really happened? I thought I was going to give up. Right, but if you give up too soon, these things wouldn't happen to you. I used to advise people, and I say that be careful what you do when things have not yet happened for you, because there are certain injuries you will bring upon yourself that when things now happen to you, when they happen for you, they might be irreversible. For example, you say because you don't have money, you have an expensive shoes, there is rain, it's raining, you now intentionally you remove the shoes, you begin to walk barefooted inside the rain. What if you get tetanus? What if you get an injury that will make that leg to be cut off and then it's gone forever? Are you going to be able, well, now you become a multi-billionaire, are you going to be able to return the leg? The feet is gone. So why do things that can hinder you in the future and bring to you mistakes that cannot be corrected, right? Don't look or be fixated on today alone. Lift up your eyes and see that there is a lot that can happen for you. At the beginning of this challenge, I advised and I said, I don't want to give you motivations or what will motivate you to do this, but motivate yourself. If there is nothing for you to be motivated by, motivate yourself because of your children. If you're a mother, do that. Even if you're a father, do that. Because, and I said, life is hard on its own. But life is harder for somebody who doesn't have a mother. Ask around and know what it is to live in this life, go through this life without a mother. You don't want your kids to grow up and then the things that you will have done for them, even when they are grown, that you are not there to do it. If you will think about this, you will know it's unfair for anyone to go through this. So what am I saying in essence? Look at the brighter side of life. Some people probably wouldn't see any reason to be grateful today. Some people probably will be like, what are you talking about? Why should I be grateful? After all that has happened, after all the things that we have lost, you have lost many things, but you should still be grateful that you have not lost all things. You have lost a lot, but you have not lost all. So that you have not lost all, you should be grateful. A wise man once said that to him that is joined to the living, there is hope. To him that is joined to the living, there is hope. He said further that a living dog is better than a dead lion. A living dog is better than a dead lion. What am I trying to say? That is, things are going to change with the right mindset. Things are going to turn around with the right attitude. And the best attitude anybody can have is an attitude of gratitude. All right? So it works several ways. It has always worked. It will always work. The things you feared would happen yesterday, they never happened. So the things you are afraid will happen tomorrow may never happen. So just like that boy, I will close right now by quoting the young man in Nigeria about a few months back who became an internet sensation. He said, and I quote, "Be calming down." End of quote. Did you hear the quote? Like some of you did not hear the quote. The young man who became an internet sensation, he said, and I quote, "Be calming down." End of quote. Okay, so that is where we stop for today. And then this is not supposed to be something you do once in a while. It should be something you do all of the time. It's something you want to incorporate into your lifestyle, being positive and being grateful. As I tell you, I have never seen any positive person who is not grateful. Never. You cannot be positive without being grateful. In fact, positivity stems from a heart of gratitude. And I've never seen anybody who is grateful that will be filled with negative thoughts. It's not possible. They don't work together. Both cannot live in the same place. So thank you. Somebody has helped me to put it put it up in the chat room. Be calming down. Right. That was what the boy said. Be calming down. His mother was going to beat him and he was telling mommy, let's negotiate. Be calming down. Calm down first. Okay. All right. So tomorrow we're going to meet by 6 a.m. UK time, 7 a.m. The time for Nigeria, 6 a.m. EST for US and Canada. Same time tomorrow, and then in the evening we are going to meet again. Mr. Lotta, what is the task for tomorrow? What's tomorrow's task?
Forgive someone. Forgiveness.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Forgive someone.
Wow.
Forgive everyone.
That's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. I think we are becoming so motivational these days. All right. I will tell you a story about that tomorrow. And then there are scientific, I will share with us scientific studies that have shown the link between bitterness and cancer. I'll share them with us tomorrow. So when some people, when they go to religious settings and they are praying against the enemy from somewhere, and the enemy from somewhere is the enemy within, because most times the things that we are dealing with are things that we created by ourselves. They are self-made and self-created. All right, so I don't know who you want to forgive tomorrow. I don't know who is offended you tomorrow that you need to release from your mind and allow that person to be. You should start thinking about it tonight before you go to bed, and hopefully you forgive that person tomorrow, and then you will see the things that would happen in your own life. All right, thank you everybody for taking our time to be part of this live therapy session today, and then tomorrow we will meet again. Have a lovely evening for those who are going to bed, and for those of us whose day is just breaking, have a good rest of the day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Doctor.
All right, thank you.